What's up, guys?
Welcome back to Renaissance Dudes.
Today we have something really exciting for you. Today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite board games. We've really gotten into board games over the last, how many months, William?
Since Christmas 2019.
Yeah, so we got a couple really cool games. I grew up playing somewhat lame games, but I'd like to give a shout out to our friends over at Tantrum House Games because Will Meadows and some of the others there put us on to some really cool board games, and now we've kind of got a problem.
I'll put a poll up in one of those corners for their channel.
So without any further ado, I think we should get right into this. What do you think, William?
Yep.
You excited? Let's get into it.
don't-
So we're not going to go through all of our favorite games. This will probably be, what do you think, a two-parter?
Yeah.
Probably be a two-parter because we have a lot of favorite games, but we're going to walk you through some of our top favorites and save a few for the next video as well. So you'll want to tune back in for that. You want to tee up the first game for us, William, and tell everybody what it is?
So both of ours favorite games of all time is Dominion.
So tell us a little bit about Dominion, William. What's this game about?
This deck building game, and it takes 2 to 4 players. It says it takes 30 minutes, but it normally takes us almost an hour.
Wow.
Truth. So this game is really for William plays, and he's 10. So you don't have to be the 13 years old that it suggests.
And let me tell you, I win like 3/4 of the time we play.
Pretty much that's why it's his favorite game. This game is a deck building game. So what does that mean? For those who haven't played it, this is the granddaddy of all deck building games. So if you've played a deck building game, chances are pretty good that it owes its origins to this game. So as you can see from some of the components, what you get is a whole bunch of different cards. And these cards, you're going to play different versions, and this game has a lot of replayability because you're not going to use each set of cards each time you play, right?
Yes.
So some of the cards, like the money, at the end of the day, the premise of the game is that you're building your own kingdom. And by doing so, you're going to what we call draft cards. You're going to select cards on your turn by buying them, adding them to your deck, and you're going to keep going through your deck, building up money, buying other cards that give you victory points, and at the end of the game, which is triggered by certain events,
William wins.
Whoever has the most victory points wins, and yes, that usually happens to be William.
So this game has a lot of cool expansions. They're just extra play cards. We have Dominion Prosperity. That's one of the expansions we really like. We play with it like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, it adds more to the game, adds different sets of combinations. So you could really layer these. In each one of these boxes, you have to have the base set of Dominion to play. So don't buy Prosperity thinking you can just play Prosperity. All of them require the base set of Dominion. So you're going to want to start with Dominion. But then you can add on, and each one of these is going to be about $35 to maybe $40, depending on the market at the time. You can buy the expansion packs, and there are probably 6 or 7, maybe more expansion packs. We have friends who have them all. These are the only 2 that we have right now. Fair's only fair. We talked about one of William's favorite games, so let's talk about one of my favorite games, and that is Settlers of Catan. So as William so astutely pointed out, for him, he tends to win a lot in Dominion. I am almost undefeated in Catan. It's gotten so bad that William and his mom won't even play with me anymore because I win so much. It's typically even a come from behind victory thing. So Catan is basically the granddaddy of all these modern board games. This game came out in the mid-90s. I was not fortunate enough to play it until I was 35 years old. So basically last year, I got to play this for the first time, even though I'd heard so much about it. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to pick up. We played this with my mom, and she has not played a lot of board games, but she was able to learn and enjoy the game with us. In effect, you have a board laid out, different pieces in here, a board laid out, and you are rolling a set of dice which gives you certain resources. With the resources, you're then going to build roads and settlements so that you can collect victory points. Each settlement is worth a certain number of points, as are different upgrades that you can purchase as you continue to gain resources. The gameplay is relatively simple, and I think that it's a lot of fun. In addition, it also has several expansion packs. So again, you can buy different add-ons to the game to make it different and to increase the replayability. I think that the game on its own does withstand a lot of replayability, but the one thing you need to know about Catan is that you need at least 3 people. It is not a 2-player game. It is a 3 to 4 player game.
We like to play normally 3-player games. This game, when we play, it normally takes about an hour to an hour and a half.
I will warn you that there can be a lot of bad blood, that just like someone in Monopoly who has Boardwalk and Park Place, there is a pirate where when you move it, you get to steal resources from someone else and prevent them from getting future resources. There's also an element of trading, which people get to decide whether they want to trade with each other. So there can be some bad blood in this game. I should also point out that if you do end up deciding to buy Catan, you need to start just like with the other game. You need to start with the base set of Catan, and then you can buy and build the expansions, but you're going to need that base set no matter what. And it's going to run probably $40 to $45, I think, for the traditional Catan, and then each of the expansions is going to be around that $40 mark. What's next, William?
Our next board game is called 7 Wonders.
This is definitely a family favorite.
I have won a couple times, but I still really love it because it's an awesome game.
Yeah, it's really easy to get into. As you can see from around the sides here, this has won so many different awards. All of these little bubbles here are different awards that this game has won, and I would say it's really well deserved because there's a lot of expandability. You can play anywhere from 2 players up to 7. So if your family likes to play, or you and your spouse, or you and your friend, or you and your son like to play, then you can do that and still have a great time. But if you want to expand this and make this great for when you have a party, you can go all the way up to 7 players, and it really adds a totally different dynamic depending on the number of players you're playing with.
This game normally takes us from 30 minutes to about 45 minutes.
Yeah, the rules are, again, pretty easy to understand. There is a collective deck, and you are playing a different civilization with different objectives and priorities. Again, a resource management one where you have certain resources you need that are going to allow you to get other things like building structures and all that. This is played with cards, so there's a shared deck. It's divided into however many players you have, and each player gets to make choices about which card they would like to purchase by using a certain number of assets that they've acquired to purchase that card. This is, again, very expandable because not only can you change the number of players, but each of the boards, which are really cool, have both an A and a B side. So it makes it replayable because you can always play as a different civilization each time, and you can increase the complexity by playing on the B side versus the A side.
As you know, this game is called 7 Wonders for a reason. Your play mats, are the 7 Wonders. And there's like the statue of Zeus, which I really like getting. There's also one of my favorites, Giza.
Yeah, so obviously you're playing as different civilizations, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, different places like that. So it's got a really cool vibe to the game, and there's armies that you're doing, you're building structures, you're building your wonder, you're collecting resources like brick and wood and gold so that you can build these. And it's really just a fun, interactive game, and it doesn't take, I feel like you can still talk. It's one of those games where you can talk as you play, and it doesn't take a huge amount of time to get into the game and get going, which is always nice. There aren't, as far as I know, any expansions for this game. However, the base game itself will last you a long, long time playing it because there's always kind of a different way. People are taking cards that you didn't get, but you might have been able to get. And so it keeps the game interesting and spicy. I like that.
So thank you for watching this video. And just a quick reminder, this will be a 2-part video. And as you know, we upload every other week on Thursday at 5 to 5:15. And so just stay tuned for the second part.
Obviously, this isn't all the games that we enjoy playing, but we thought that we would give you the first part about some of the ones that we've enjoyed playing the most recently. But tastes change, and as we continue to evolve our gaming preferences, we're going to continue to share those with you because there are so many fun board games now that didn't exist when I was a kid. And we want to make sure that people know about them. I feel like some people remember board games like Monopoly or Risk and think that you're going to have to waste years of your life and end up being unfriending people that are in your family. But that's not the case with these. They're a lot of fun to play. They're competitive. Your decisions actually matter. It's not just left up to random chance. So there's a lot to like about modern board games, and we hope that you'll like some of our suggestions. Until next time,
Bye.
See ya.